For decades, one interview has haunted Woody Allen's legacy. In 1992, cameras captured him making claims that still feel unsettling today. He spoke about death threats, presented disturbing evidence, and repeated one phrase again and again. Yet, the calm way he delivered those words, while facing such serious accusations, felt deeply off. What was meant to clear his name only made the story darker. The truth behind the accusations involving his daughter would unfold in ways far more disturbing than anyone had imagined. Woody Allen, born Alan Stewart Koenigsberg on November 30th, 1935, grew up in Brooklyn's Midwood neighborhood. His father worked modest jobs, while his mother managed bookkeeping for her family's store. The household atmosphere was tense, and his relationship with his mother often strained. Growing up, he loved baseball, practiced magic tricks, and played the clarinet, hobbies that would stay with him for life. By age 15, his sharp wit was already paying off. He earned $200 a week writing jokes for newspaper columnists, more than triple the average weekly wage in the 1950s. Discovered by press agent Dave Albert, he was soon producing dozens of gags daily, rushing from Brooklyn to Manhattan after school to deliver them. At 17, he legally changed his name to Woody Allen, marking not just a new identity, but a complete reinvention. From there, his career accelerated. He wrote for shows like The Ed Sullivan Show, The Tonight Show, and Candid, developing a reputation for relentless work ethic. His humor also found a home in The New Yorker, where his essays gained literary recognition. By the 1960s, he was stepping away from television and performing live. His nervous, rambling comedic style, filled with confessions drawn from personal anxieties, set him apart from traditional punchline-driven acts. Woody Allen's move into stand-up comedy opened doors that soon led him toward film. His first comedy album, recorded in 1964 at Mr. Kelly's in Chicago, was praised as hilarious from start to finish. A Grammy nomination for Best Comedy Performance followed, placing him alongside giants like Lenny Bruce and Bob Newhart. By the mid-1960s, he was not only a writer, but also a performer with national recognition. His transition to film, however, was far from smooth. Allen wrote the script for What's New Pussycat in 1965, but heavy rewrites and casting changes left him disillusioned. Though the film was financially successful, the chaotic production convinced him never to let others direct his scripts again. That decision shaped his entire career. In 1969, Allen debuted as a director with Take the Money and Run, a mockumentary about an incompetent bank robber. Its mix of absurd humor and documentary style became influential, paving the way for later classics in parody cinema. Over the next few years, films like Bananas and Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Sex cemented his place as a comedy filmmaker. His style blended slapstick with satire, intellectual anxiety, and playful absurdity, creating a unique cinematic voice. The turning point came in 1977 with Annie Hall. The film earned 4 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay. It even beat Star Wars, one of the biggest cultural phenomena of its time. The chemistry between Allen and Diane Keaton was genuine, rooted in their real-life relationship, which gave the film its emotional depth. Following Annie Hall, Manhattan in 1979 reinforced his reputation as both a writer and director. Shot in black and white, with George Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue as its backdrop, it became an iconic love letter to New York City. By the 1980s, Woody Allen had become one of Hollywood's most consistent directors. He maintained a rhythm of making at least one film every year, sometimes 2, with modest budgets and short production schedules. This routine gave him the freedom to experiment and take risks without worrying about blockbuster expectations. In 1978, he surprised audiences with Interiors, a stark drama that removed all comedy. Its muted tones and heavy themes drew comparisons to Ingmar Bergman. While some critics admired the boldness, others accused him of imitation. Allen followed with Stardust Memories in 1980, another reflective piece about a filmmaker frustrated by his audience's expectations. Though it underperformed at the box office, it later gained defenders for its daring self-examination. His ability to balance humor with weighty themes shown in Crimes and Misdemeanors, 1989. The film intertwined a dark story of a man who arranges his mistress's murder with a lighter subplot about a struggling filmmaker. The contrast sparked philosophical debates, particularly over morality and whether justice truly prevails. It was regarded as one of his most profound works. During this period, Allen's personal life was also making headlines. He had married young, first to Harlene Rosen in 1956, a union that ended in scandal and lawsuits when he used personal jokes about her in public. Later, in 1966, he married actress Louise Lasser, who starred in some of his films. Their relationship was tumultuous, ending in divorce but continuing as a professional collaboration. His most high-profile relationship began in 1980 with actress Mia Farrow. Living in separate apartments across Central Park, they co-parented children and worked together on 13 films in just 7 years. Their partnership seemed highly productive, both personally and professionally, until it collapsed under one of Hollywood's most infamous scandals. The 1990s marked a turning point in Woody Allen's career. While he continued making films regularly, his personal controversies began to overshadow his artistic output. In 1992, shocking allegations emerged when Mia Farrow discovered Allen's romantic relationship with Suni Previn, her adopted daughter from a previous marriage. The revelation created a media storm that dominated headlines worldwide. The situation escalated when Farrow accused Allen of sexually abusing their adopted daughter, Dylan. The case went through custody battles and investigations. Although Allen was never charged, the accusations left a permanent stain on his public image. The scandal divided audiences, critics, and even Hollywood itself. Some distanced themselves from him entirely, while others defended his right to continue working. Amid this turmoil, Allen still produced notable works. Films like Husbands and Wives, 1992, reflected the chaos of relationships, eerily mirroring the drama unfolding in his personal life. Later projects such as Bullets Over Broadway, 1994, and Mighty Aphrodite, 1995, received critical acclaim, with the latter earning Mira Sorvino an Academy Award. Yet, despite the accolades, his name was increasingly linked more to controversy than cinema. Allen's filmmaking style in this decade leaned on exploring darker psychological themes. While he remained true to his tradition of one film per year, audiences began to dwindle. The shadow of the scandal loomed over every release, shaping public perception regardless of the content. Professionally, he retained a loyal group of actors and collaborators, but the industry's trust was shaken. Studios became cautious, and media narratives often highlighted his personal life above his artistry. This shift marked the beginning of a slow decline in his cultural standing. By the late 1990s, Allen faced the challenge of proving that his work could stand apart from the controversies, though for many, the two had become inseparable. The 2000s and beyond revealed the lasting impact of Woody Allen's controversies on his career. While he continued directing films almost every year, his projects struggled to gain the same level of attention and acclaim as his earlier work. Some exceptions existed, such as Match Point, 2005, which was praised for its darker, Hitchcock-inspired storytelling. This film introduced Allen to new audiences and revitalized his career temporarily, especially in Europe, where his reputation remained stronger than in the United States. In the following years, Allen found consistent appreciation overseas, with movies like Vicky Cristina Barcelona, 2008, and Midnight in Paris, 2011, achieving critical and commercial success. The latter even won him an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay, proving that his talent for storytelling had not diminished. Yet, even these achievements could not fully separate him from the shadows of his past. As the #MeToo movement gained momentum in the late 2010s, Allen's legacy was re-examined. Old allegations resurfaced in public discourse, reigniting debates about whether audiences should separate the art from the artist. Several actors who had once collaborated with him expressed regret, while others continued to defend him. Studios in the U.S. became hesitant to distribute his films, leading Allen to rely more heavily on international markets. Despite the controversies, Allen's determination to keep working never wavered. He maintained his one-film-a-year discipline, though the budgets and reach of his projects gradually decreased. His reputation became a subject of polarizing discussion. To some, he remained a cinematic genius with unmatched influence. To others, his personal life overshadowed any artistic contribution. By the 2020s, Woody Allen's career symbolized both brilliance and scandal, raising complex questions about art, morality, and how history remembers controversial figures. His story remains unresolved, reflecting the tension between creativity and accountability.